Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com. Normally I'll be putting up I would be putting up a drone video, and this is, I think it's one of the latest drone videos that I have put up. But this video is not going to be, really it's not a drone video. What we're looking at here is examples of PIP, a picture inside of a picture. You see how that picture is on top of the other picture. So we're going to look at that, but one of the things, let's do this. Let's just pause that and close it. I used to use Power Director, and Power Director had an automatic function which you could use that would put a frame around the picture in a picture, put a frame around the PIP, which was kind of nice because sometimes the green in the PIP would blend in with the green in the video. And so I always thought that was kind of nice. And then I've got I don't know, over a year ago or so, I put up a video using Kdenlive. That's what I use, is to do my editing. But you can do what I'm going to show you with any editor. You'll notice that each one of these now has a frame around it, or a border. You could call it a border if you want. So let's go ahead and get started here, and I'll do my best to make this casual. Now I use Kdenlive, and if you go to let's see, let's just start a new one here. There, I already been there, so we'll just go there. You go to Kdenlive download, but come down to the latest version, this 2020 latest version, and click on that, and click on free download. And you say, well, I don't want to use Kdenlive, and that's okay. You don't have to use Kdenlive, but that's what I'm using. Kdenlive is totally free. It puts no logos on the screen. It's you can have you can have as long a video as you want. It's not limited to a minute or 3 minutes or something like that. So Kdenlive is really a really nice program. It's open source, and there's tons of videos on YouTube on how to use it. Plus, if you ever have questions when you're using it, if you haven't used it, you'll want to start using it, well, you can always contact old Mr. Kent, and I'll try to answer your questions. But we're going to use Kdenlive. Now, like I said, what I'm going to show you, you can use any program. This will work in any editing program. All right, we'll keep it simple. Now, one of the things you'll notice here in my folder, I've got a black frame, a thin black frame, a thin white frame, and a white frame. Where did I get these? Well, let's go back over here to MrKent.com. If you go to MrKent.com/frames, like right there, okay? I've got some that you can just easily download. So let me show you how easy that is. Now, these are very thin frames, which we're going to use today. All you have to do is just move your browser over a little bit and drag them into your folder. So there's one. We'll go back over here and we'll drag this one in. Okay, and we're going to be using those today. All right. So just go to MrKent.com/frames, and you can download these. Okay, or you can make your own. You can make them in Paint or what? Well, actually, I tried Paint and it doesn't work. I use Photoshop, and well, let's see. Let's do this. Let's suppose that you don't want black or white. Let's say you want pink. All right. So what we'll do is we'll start up Paint. We'll go into Paint, and we'll just drag this frame right over here. We'll drag it into Paint. Okay. Okay. So it's in there now, but you couldn't tell because it's a. Oh, let's do this. Let's start over. Let's drag a black frame in there so it's easier to see. So we'll open up Paint, and we'll find a black frame. Here we go. Okay, now you can see it. So we're going to have to make it smaller. All right, And let's say you want a pink one. So we'll go over here to pink. We'll click on that. And we'll go over here to bucket. Click on that. Come down here. And we have a pink frame. So you can change these and go into paint. It's real easy, and then you would save that as a pink frame. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close that up. So that's what these frames, that's what we're going to be using. And you, like I said, you can use this in any video editor. But I'll also show you a little bit on how to use Kdenlive as we're going along here. So how do we put the frame around one of these pictures? Let's go ahead and open up Kdenlive. And there it is, okay? And it looks a little confusing when you first look at it, I know, because I've been using it a while. And what we'll do is, I like to do one other, I do this with a lot of programs. You go to Task Manager once you get it open, and then you go over here to Details, and then you come down, you find Kdenlive, which is going to be down a little bit further. So there it is right there, all right, Kdenlive. Right click on it and come down to Set Priority and come down to High. And then click on Change Priority. So now we can go ahead and close that. And we're ready to begin our project. So what we'll do is I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a video from the other day, and we'll drag him over. And of course, then it's going to want to know if I want to set everything up a special way according to this down here, which I do. So we'll just go ahead and click on Switch. Okay, and now that video has to come down into what we call the timeline. This area down here is the timeline. So we drag it down and we put it in the timeline and then run over here. Now, one other thing with Kdenlive, and you can do this probably, there's other, if you're using a different editor, but what this does is this makes it so it runs smoother while you're previewing, all right? So we're going to click on Track Composting, and then we'll go Preview. Now we'll go ahead and click on Play over here on in the window. And let's speed this up a little bit because he hasn't taken off yet. There we go, now he's taken off. So we'll start it flying, okay? So that's the video that we're going to use, and we don't need the whole video. So what we'll do here, just for fun, is we'll go up here a little ways, and right there's a good spot, and then we'll just stop it. Now then, if you go over here and click on Scissors, all right, click on Scissors and just cut the video right there, and then come back and click on the pointer, and then click here. And now we've got a video. Let's see, we'll hit Control Home and get back here, and we'll cut the front off a little bit because we don't want that either. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just click that and get rid of it, and we'll slide this down to the beginning point. All right, there's our video right there. And let's see, yeah, it's going to be 1 minute and 22 seconds long. So we'll hit Control Home, get everything back to the beginning, and we're going to pick. Let's pick our first PIP, which let's drag this picture of the mountains in. Okay, so we're going to run it over here, put it into the bin, they call it. Okay, we just drag it there. Now it's in the bin, and then we just click anywhere. Now we're going to bring this one down to this point here. And the way Kdenlive works is if this picture is on top of this timeline, watch what happens when I start playing. Let's just move it down a little closer here. All right, so here we go. We're going to hit the play. So there's our picture. It comes in on top of our other picture. So that doesn't look too good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to click on the picture, and then what we want to do is you can go in here to Effects and let's see, Alpha Transform, and you can come to Transform. I have it in my shortcuts, and I'll show you that in a minute here. But you click on Transform, drag it down to the picture, and now we have an effect for the picture. All right. So now you'll see as I play through the picture, actually we'll just click on the front end of the play, and then we'll hit play, and you can see that it's running through the picture. So we'll just leave it that short. That's going to be a short one, okay? All right, so now what we want to do is make that smaller. Now, whatever editor you're using, you do what you normally do. With Kdenlive, we come over here to this little guy here, right here, and click on him. Now we have handles on the corner, okay? But we got to go back to let's go back to the beginning of this thing, okay? So now we have handles on the corner, so we can take and drag this thing down, like say right there. So we just put it right there. Let's just put it right there, okay? And by the way, we want to click on, well, that one's okay. We don't need to do that, all right? Now, excuse me. We're going to put a frame on top of this, but you notice we don't have any more tracks here. So what we do is we come over here to the master part here, and we right-click, and we add a track, okay? And then we just have to click OK, and it's up there. Now we have this other track. Now we're going to go get a frame. We'll do, let's see, we'll put a thin white frame around that, okay? So we want a extra, very thin white frame. So there it is right there. We'll drag it over here and click there. Now, let's move all this. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's just move all this over to the center of the screen while we're working on it. Right about there. Now it's easier to see, okay? And we'll put we'll click there again. All right. So now we need to bring this frame down on top of our PIP. So we'll bring that down here, and we could just drag it anywhere. Whoops, come on. We need to come down here. There it is, right there, okay? Now, I'm going to show you a little trick here. I think it's a little trick. If I come down to on my keyboard and start clicking the left arrow key, pretty soon that'll back me out of there. So I want to come back, and there it is right there. And then I'm going to drag this guy as close as I can to the white line there. So we'll just get him right there. Now we're going to do the arrow thing again. We'll do the right arrow, and see we're not picking up the frame yet. The frame's a little slow getting there. So we're going to go back. We'll go back 3. And now that we have that selected, we're going to go up to timeline, and then we're going to come down to, let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, we got to come down to current clip. I'm sorry, we come down to grab current clip. So we'll grab that. Now we can use our arrow keys to move the frame, okay? So we want the frame to go back to where the picture begins. So we're just going to hit the left arrow key about 3 times, and that's not going to get it there, so go one more time. There. Now, it's going to start at the same time as the picture. So now we can just click anywhere to get rid of that grab thing, and let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to move forward with our arrow key. Oh, we did it one too many. Did you notice that? The frame came up before the picture, which nobody's going to notice in a single frame. But if you want to be real, if you want to make sure you get it right, then we go back up here and we'll select that so it's got the orange thing around it. Go to timeline and come down to grab current item, and we're just going to move them to the right one time. Okay, now then we should go back over here, ungrab him, and we'll see what happens. Okay, they both come in at the same time. Now we have to make it the same size as the picture, all right, because you were wondering if I was going to do that, right? And we can't do that until we put a transform in it. Okay, so we'll come put that in there. Now we'll go to the very beginning. You got to start at the very beginning, and then we'll go up here and we'll grab the handles. And by the way, if you've turned that off, the little thing down here, you got to turn it back on again. We'll grab the handles and we'll bring it down here. Oh, this is the one we have to distort. So we're going to click on the distort thing right here. Okay. And we're going to drag the handles so they match the shape of the picture. So we'll come down here. And this is not, I mean, as long as you cover up the area between the picture and the background with your line, you're going to be okay. So let's check it out. How do we check it out? Let's go up here to the very corner, and that makes it full screen. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Okay, so there it is, and we got a nice little thin frame around our picture. So go back up here to the corner, click on that. Let's get rid of this, and let's just play it. Okay, so we're going to play. Here we go. Okay, and there's our picture, and then it goes away. Okay, now I'm going to show you something that I do. I'm going to show you one little extra thing that I do. If you go, let's go to the frame first, and go to the very beginning. Get everything back where it belongs. Okay, all right, we're on the timeline. Come down to just about right here somewhere, and with Kdenlive, to create a label point, you come to wherever you want, and then you click on the plus sign, and that puts a label in there. Okay, I think they call it a label. And then that's going to make sure everything's the same all the way from the beginning to this part. Then we put another one at the very end. We just drag it down there very carefully, and we hit the plus sign again. Now we got a label at the end. Why do we want that? Because watch this. We can do the opacity thing and get rid of it. Now watch what happens to our frame when we come down here and play it. The frame faded out, okay? And we want to do the same thing with this guy, and we've already got him set up, so we click on him, so he's got the orange outline. Come up here, right there, and then come to the end. These don't have to be perfect because people aren't watching for that anyway. So we got those two. This one's going to keep everything the same to that point, and then this one here at the end is going to fade out. So let's take a look. So there's our PIP, and then it fades out like a professional video. Okay? All right, let's do one more. I know that's going to make the video longer. You can go fast forward through it, but let's do one more PIP just so that we're sure we got it right. Actually, we're going to do a couple more, but anyway. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let's do the little hare, they call it, little rabbit. Okay? And we'll drag him up there. Now we're going to bring him. Well, first of all, we have to put him in the bin, as I did before. We come up here and click on him and drag him down, and we'll put him right there. Okay, so let's see what happens when we play this now. Okay, so bingo, it fills up the whole screen. We don't want that. So we're going to make a PIP out of this. What we're going to do is going to go up here to transform and drag it down. And now we'll go to the very beginning. If you don't go to the very beginning, it's going to change during, you'll be surprised. It'll start changing to whatever you set it to down here. So I always want to go at the beginning, and then we'll come over here to the little crisscross thing, and we'll make him smaller. This time, let's put him up in the corner, okay? Let's take him up here, get him smaller, and bring him up into the corner, right about there. All right, so now we got him put where we want, okay? And while we're at it, let's make him fade out, okay? So we'll just click here, create a label, click here, fade him out. Why go back and do it later? Okay, so now we'll go back. We'll go back over here, and we already know it's going to work because we've been playing with it. Now let's get another frame. So actually, we can, I don't think we want to use the same one. I think we want to get another copy of it, because if we change it in this one, it changes it in the last one. So with Kdenlive, you just bring another one in. So we want a thin white frame, or a very thin white frame. Here we go. Bring them over here. Okay, so now we got two of them. That's all right. What we're going to do is going to bring this guy down, and we'll try to line them up at the very beginning. We'll see how we do here. Okay. Arrow key. Do 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 do. Oop. Do 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 do. About 4. So we need to move them back about 4. So we got them selected. We'll go up to timeline, and we'll grab the current item, and we'll just move them 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if that works. All right, and we'll click out here to ungrab him, and we'll use our arrow keys. Hey, did you see that? That was perfect. All right, that always makes a guy happy. Only thing, we're not through because we have to put a transform into this so we can change its size. So go back to the very beginning, and then we got the handles, so we'll go down here to the bottom and we'll drag him up and get him just perfect right there. Hey, wait a minute, we got to get this up farther here. Oh, distort. We forgot to do the distort. We got to be able to distort it. Now let's start over here. Okay, so we'll get this guy up in the corner. About there, I should have done that. I should have remembered to click distort because it really messes up when you don't. All right, now we just got to bring this guy, we'll bring him up to the bottom. And we'll bring him over from the left. And let's take a look at him. Bring him over here. And that's not quite right. You'll notice that I got it in too far here and too far here. So let's go back out. And let's bring him out just a little bit. That's probably good enough. And up just a hair. Oh, down just, wait a minute. Yeah, up just a hair. Now, you know what? Our picture's not clear to the top. So I'm not going to fuss with it because, you know, it's your time. But anyway, you play with it until you get it the way you want it. So we'll see if we can call that good. We're going to call that good, okay? All right, so now we've got that. And this one here also, we should probably put the fade out on it, make it look professional. I used to put fade in and fade out, but I found out that if you put fade in, sometimes they don't even notice it because it didn't pop up. So let's see what happens. Let's start the beginning of our little video here, and we'll get rid of the red line. All right. And you get rid of it, of course, by clicking on that guy. You make him come in, make him go away. All right, let's give it a try. Okay, there's our first PIP with a frame around it. And then there's our second PIP with a frame around it. And so we got it. Now, sometimes we want to put a little video clip in. So let's go down here to, we'll do this because you can do this, you can put a frame around anything, all right? So where's that video clip at? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, this is a Flybaby cockpit view, and this is just a short clip from a video I made many, many years ago. You'll see. All right, so we put him in there, and we're going to have to clip some stuff off the front, I think, and we're going to make it short. So we'll come down here and we'll put it right there. Okay, this is a video of me propping an open cockpit airplane, which I went ahead and flew. I'll put a link to the whole video if you want to watch it sometime. Anyway, I went ahead and flew it after I got it started. So that's when I was in probably in my 40s. All right, so we'll put that in there. And we'll make it a PIP. We can do that with videos or still shots. So let's do that. First thing we got to do is go over here and drag a transform down to it. Okay. Then we got to go to the very beginning. And then we'll come over here and we'll click on this little crisscross thing. And let's put this down in the lower right corner, shall we? Let's put it in the lower left corner. It makes it easier for us. So we'll bring it down here and put it right about there. Right. Come on. It's a video, so it's harder to move around. All right, so we got that. Might as well make it fade out while we're at it. And I think you're getting the idea on how to fade things out. Okay, so we got that done. Now we're going to put a thin white frame around it. So we'll go over here And we'll go a very thin white frame and bring it over here. And then we're going to go very thin white frame. I think this is the one. We'll bring them down here. And we're going to stretch them out. Let's see. We'll see if that starts right about there. Well, we'll get that later. Let's go over here. And bring it right. Well, come on. There. Maybe that's going to work. All right. Let's see. Hey, that's pretty close. We'll just keep it that way. So we have to put a transform in here. Remember, to open up the transform, we had to go up to alpha transform. Okay, so we got that in there. So now we'll come over here and we'll make it fit the picture. I keep forgetting about the abort. So let's hit Control Z and put it back like it was. All right. Now we'll click abort, and this will go much smoother. If you click abort first, I'm talking about distort, not abort. Oh, this old age is really getting me confused. Here we go. Okay, we're going to bring it down here and bring it into there and bring it down to here. And I think that's going to look good. Oh, not quite. We got to bring it over a little bit more on this side here. So right about there. Let's try it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then while we're at it, we'll just make that fade out too. Okay, let's see how that looks. By the way, I need to save this, so I'm going to click up here and click on File and Save As. And we're going to put it into, we'll call it Demo. How'd that be? That'd be a good name for it. D-E-M-O. All right. So now if something crashes, I can reopen it. All right. So let's turn off the red line. Let's look at the old guy when he was young. That was a fun plane to fly, let me tell you. I flew it many hours, as a matter of fact. It belonged to my pastor, and I got all kinds of. I'll put some links to it if you want to find out more about it. Okay, so there we go. Faded. Oh, you know what? We forgot to do the frame. We didn't get the frame right. Let's go up here and see how come. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on this one? Forgot to bring it out. Get rid of the opacity. Here we go. Let's try it now. Okay, one more and then we'll be through. Let's say that we had a picture like this Notre Dame picture here. We'll bring it over and put it into our bin. Okay, and then we'll bring it down here. Let's move all this over where we can see it in the middle of the screen. So there it is right there. We're going to bring it over here and we'll put it right there, and then we have to add a distort to it. And we want to start at the very beginning, and we'll put the crosshairs in here, and then we're going to make this, we'll just put it up in the upper left hand corner. Okay, get it all the way over. All right, now can you imagine what a white frame would look like on something with a white background? I don't think it would be good. So let's go to, and we'll get a very thin black frame. Where is it? Very thin white. Oh, here we go, right here. Okay, so we'll bring that over, put it in the bin. And there it is right there. We'll bring him down. And we'll try to put him right at the beginning, right there by the line. We'll see how close we get. Bring a transform down, and then we have to be able to distort it. That's what I keep forgetting to do. Okay. So we're at the very beginning, I think. Yeah, okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll make this black frame come over here, and we'll put it around a white picture. Come Come on, you can get there. You can do it. I know you can. That's probably good enough. Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got the black frame around the white picture. For some reason, that thing is not acting right, but we'll go ahead and bring it out and bring it in. You know what? When I made that, I might have to redesign it because I got some thicker parts on that. And so when you go to mrkent.com to download it, maybe I'll have that fixed by then. All right, so we're going to go over here and we're going to make this fade out. And click the plus sign, go over here, click that, and we'll make it, we'll fade it out. Okay, so now this should come along, and we'll get rid of the red thing. Yeah, there's an issue with that black frame. So the very thin black frame needs to be fixed, Mr. Kent. All right, I'll get to it. Okay, so now let's just see what our video looks like. Okay, we'll start right there. And by the way, if I hit Control S, that'll save everything again. And we'll start it going. Okay, so there's a picture in a picture. Fade it out. There's another picture in a picture. Fade it out. There's another picture in a picture. I love that sound. Oh, by the way, in the background behind that plane is my Cessna 170, but my truck's sitting in front of it, so you can't see it. All right, get in there, get going. That fades out, and then we have our picture within a picture, and there's something wrong with the way I made that, so we'll put a new one up. Okay, so I hope if you have any questions, you can always contact me at Mr. Kent at mrkent.com, and I'll be happy to help you with this. Like I said, Kdenlive has tons of tutorials on YouTube, so if you want to download it, it's free, and it's got a learning curve like any new piece of software, but it's very powerful, and I think you would enjoy it. So with that, we'll just run the rest of this movie, and I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.